Good. So yesterday I've asked you to just understand how many types of chart of accounts we have and what are they, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you get time to look at?
No, sir.
Okay, no problem. Basically, chart of account, sir, let's say three types. Okay,
Yes, sir.
one is operational chart of accounts. Second one is group chart of accounts, and third one is country specific chart of accounts. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so what is mean by operational in a sense? Across your company, every company code using a same accounts. Let's say I've told you, right? So rent in a US also same GL account they use. Rent in India also they'll use the same account, right?
Yes, sir.
So the group level I'll have a clear picture. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So whatever I am using, if I am using something that is operational, right? If
Yes,
I,
sir.
if I have something and I'm using, I can say I have a vehicle. If I'm not using, that is not a functional, right?
Yes, sir.
So what is the function for me? If I have a car and bike, I am using more often bike. Then that is operational. Car is not operational, right?
Yes, sir.
Likewise, operational chart of account in a sense, which kind of accounts business is using, we call them as a operational chart of account, right?
Yes, sir.
So damn sure we have to use one set of accounts for sure. Whatever set of accounts you use, that we call it as a operational chart of account. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
simple example, every every company code, every company code or a legal entity, right? The
Yes,
other
sir.
name is legal entity. Every company code or legal entity under a company using same set of GLs. So there is no difference. Then we are done with one operational chart of account only. Example, for a rent, I'm using 3000 is a GL number. This is a number, okay?
Yes, sir.
This is in Indian company code. CC in the sense company code, okay?
Yes, sir.
So in US also, Umadevi, have you joined?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Why delay?
Because of Netflix version, sir, and before 2 days only, I had changed my laptop settings, sir. So it's somewhat
Mhm.
taking time, sir.
Okay, have you taken the access?
No, sir.
When are you planning?
Today or tomorrow, sir.
Take today. Today we'll start. Okay. So you have to parallelly work on a system. That is a point. Okay. Maybe
Okay, sir.
today whatever we configure in the system, I'll give you my temporary access. You can use that and you can configure. Otherwise, it is difficult for you to connect. Okay. That's it. So yesterday I told operate chart of accounts. There are three types I just told. So one is operation chart of account, and the other one is group chart of account, and the other one is country specific chart of account. Okay. First, we are talking about a operation chart of account. Operation chart of account in a sense, in your company, all company codes are following the same set of accounts that we call as a operational chart of account. If everybody is using the same accounts, then we no need to have this group chart of account and the country specific. We no need this. Okay. If everybody is using same rent here also 3000 number, here also 3000 number. Let's say I have one more company code maybe in Japan. Okay, I am also doing in Japan. In Japan also for a rent I am using same number. I'm just giving one simple example for a rent account. You have a salaries, you have a sales, you have a purchase, you have a taxes, everything for those purposes. Everybody is using the same set of accounts, so there is no confusion at a company level, right?
Yes, sir.
Now let's see. The other thing is, what if company codes are using different GL number? This guy will say, I'll not use 3000. Indian company could say. Obviously, they don't have a control, right? Whatever management decides, they have to use, right?
Yes, sir.
99.9% everybody will use the operational chart of account. It means they'll use every time same GL account. There should not be any confusion. In some cases, okay, in some cases, let's say in India, if you want to use expenses related GLs or any tax related GLs, anything for that, you need to use a dedicated number series if they say. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Here for expenses, we said three series will use. If your Indian company, Indian business, Indian Companies Act is saying, if anything with the expenses, better create with the number series 2. What they told? For expenses, don't use the 3 series, use the 2 series, because in India we are saying all the company codes to follow the uniform series. Let's say I no need to worry if everybody is using the same number, let's say 2000 for their expenses. I can directly go and see in their balance sheet or in P&L, right? Expenses I can see directly, right?
Yes, sir.
This is not only meant for you, this is entire country level I'm saying. Okay, in this case, this guy is using a rent to 2000 number. Maybe in US, this guy is using 5000. He has a requirement to use a 5 series for expenses. So he created a 5000. Maybe in Japan, this guy is using 3000. Okay, let it be 3000 for him. Now, my company level, if everybody is using the same operational GLs, I can see 3000 and I can select this all three company codes or 100 company codes, how many you have. I can simply understand how much rent I have this month or so far, right?
Yes, sir.
I'll just refer this GL number 3000 for this three company codes. I can easily get my consolidated group level how much rent has happened so far. Correct?
Yes, sir.
But if you see the second case, here the GL numbers are not uniform, right? They are individuals. They are separate, right?
Yes, sir.
In this case, if I want to know the rent, I have to tie this 2000 number, 5000 number, 3000 number. If somebody, this is a simple example. This is like a three company codes. In real time, 60 company codes, 70 company codes, legal entities. Means multinational companies might be doing their operations in a 60 countries. Every country we treat as one company code, right?
Yes, sir.
That time, if 60 accounts are there, different 60 accounts, to get a consolidated result, it's very difficult, right?
Yes, sir.
So, in that time, what we'll do is, in this GL account, okay, this is operational for them. For Indian company code, they must have one operational chart of account, that is 2000 they'll use. This guy will use 5000. This guy will use 3000. But to have my consolidated result easy, I'll ask this guy, okay, you use 2000, but when you use 2000, you map, let's say 7000 GL account, you map to this. Again, here you map a 7000. Here you map a 7000. This is a group number. This is a group number for a rent. So when I want to see a group level rent, which number I'll refer this time?
7,000.
7,000, because this 7,000 is staying in this 2,000, 5,000, 3,000. Likewise, if you have a deviation, in that case, I'll tell this guy, whenever you create as per your choice, but my group level numbers are fixed. You have to map this number in that particular GL account. So that rather I am going with the individual rent GL numbers, I'll go 7,000. 7,000 will have all the numbers related to this, so that my consolidation is easy, right?
Yes, sir.
We'll see everything in a system, so no worry. This is how in this cases only group chart of account will come. Group chart of account means it will have a unique number. We have to map them accordingly. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Next, country specific chart of account, in the sense, this example. Every country, every company code has a specific requirement to have a numbers. In that case, they'll use for their choice. If they go by their choice, definitely they need a group chart of accounts. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Uma Devi, what is your understanding?
Yes, sir.
Tell me, what did you understand?
Sir, I'm going to revise this video, sir, because I'm having some network issues today, sir.
Oh, is it? Okay. No problem. Okay, let's jump into the SAP system. So far, whatever we discussed will configure in a system. So, Windows, or you just have to type MSTSC. Just click on OK. So you will get this remote desktop connection. Here in a computer place, they'll give you some IP address. You just give that IP address, and you just click on edit button, go to more choices, click on use a different account. They'll also give you a username and password. You type that username and password, just click on OK, then click on connect. So you will get this pop-up. You just don't ask again and just click on yes. There is one more no, desktop will open. This we call it as a server. This is in a server. See, one more system has opened. One more no, start button. Everything you see, and as an extra, you see there is a SAP logon icon here. This is a SAP logon icon. If you want to go to your desktop or your computer screen, you just minimize it. In the top, you see this. You just minimize. You will go to your system. This is my system. Okay. This is my system. But if I want to go into the server, what I've opened, in a down, you see there is a computer button, remote desktop connection. You just click on it. You will be now in server. Why we are using a server is to install a SAP application. It's need a lot of memory needed, and it's not that simple. It will run in your laptop. That is the reason we place it in a server. With the help of internet, you can access that server. There it was installed. You can use it anytime. Anytime you can open and you can use it. Okay. Again, just click on SAP logon. So this is a logon button. You see here there is a connection. Sometimes maybe you don't see the SAP logon button here. Maybe that time it might have here in a down taskbar. You see here next to the
Yes, sir.
Google Chrome, you can have here. In sometimes you might not see here, you might not see here. That time you just press Windows button and type SAP in a search. You will get the logon. You just right click it or a pin to your taskbar or whatever. You no need to get a confused. Otherwise, you just double click on it, it will open. Okay?
Yes, sir.
These are the common things students will get a confusion. Done. Next thing is you have the SAP access. You have a username and a password. Who will give the username and password in real time? Which consultant will give?
Basis consultant?
Correct. Basis consultant will give because he is the admin. He gave you username and password. But some reason you see this is also important. You got the access. You got the access. Okay. Do we have Excel here? One second. This is very important. I'm telling. Okay. Then let's go to next. Nothing. Okay. Sometimes what happens is the minute you click here, you can see your system connection. This we call it as a connection information. Sometimes it will not display you. I just deleted. So you will just click a logon button. After clicking a logon button, you don't see a connection here. Do you see any connection to get into the system? No,
No,
right?
sir. No, sir.
No. So, and also we have discussed IT system landscape, right? System landscape we have discussed. Minimum to minimum, the system landscape should be three, right? Three
Yes, sir.
systems, three connections they should have. What are they?
Development, quality, and production.
One connection we call it as A4D. In a sense, D is the development system, their development system. Next is, second one is A4Q. AFQ in a sense, quality. The third connection is A4P, production. At least they should have three connections, right?
Yes, sir.
Connections or system landscape. They'll talk a lot about system landscape. What is your system landscape? What is your system landscape? If they say system landscape in a sense, they are asking how many connections they have. Okay.
Yes,
System
sir.
is SAP only, but here somebody will do his work. Here somebody will do his work. Here somebody will do his work. But as a consultant, we have to understand all three connections importance and how they work. Okay.
Yes,
Once
sir.
you join real time, if you join for GMR construction, if your system landscape is 3, you will get access to A4D, you will get access to A4Q, you will get to A4P also. For these three systems, you will get the access. So to log into here, you need a username and password I told, right?
Yes, sir.
For these three systems, username will be same. Will be same. Who will give the access? Basis consultant will create an username. Username he'll give a separate, same username he'll give, but initially he'll give a password, different password. Let's say here, username can be anything. Okay, it can be number also. It can be like this also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just giving an example. It's not in a sequence. Okay,
Yes, sir.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can give the same username he'll give for all the systems, but initially he'll give a password different. Password will be something like this. He'll give. Okay,
Yes, sir.
here something he'll give. Here something he'll give. Differently he'll give. The first time after you log in the first time, System will ask you to set up your own password. That time, for these three systems, you can use the same new password. Okay.
Yes, sir.
But what happens if you use a different, you will get a confused, right?
Yes, sir.
It's not easy. That is the reason what we do is first time when we log into the system, we must have to use a password given by your basis consultant. And also password, can I share to you my password?
No, sir.
What happens, Uma Devi, if I share a password with you?
If you share your password with me, sir, then I can get the access to log into your account, sir.
With my account, you can log in, you can do some configuration. Then I lost my job, you will also lose your job, right? Everything will be tracked. That is
Yes,
the
sir.
reason if a manager asks also, you should say, sir, this is against a policy. Password should not be shared to anybody, right? That is your asset. Password is your asset. You have to use, right? Your
Yes.
identity. So that's all. That is how it will be. You have a username and password. Now our basis team also will give you one username and password. But the thing is, as this is not a real-time system, you only have one connection, right?
Yes, sir.
If you see here, you will have only one connection. Before we deleted, but we have only one connection, right? One row was there, right? A4 H there. But what about other connections? In a demo system, we don't have other connections. Okay. But in real time, don't think you have only one connection. Minimum, you will have a three connections. One is a development, one is a quality, and one is a production. And you will have a same username and passwords will be different initially. Later, you can create your own password. It will ask directly. Okay.
Yes, sir.
To create a new password. Usually, what happens is the minute you get access, you don't see a connection details. Let's say, okay. So
Yes,
most of the people who are working, who join with a fake experience, they'll get a confused and they don't know what to do. Basis consultant will say, "Hey, you got the access. This is the username and password." But once you get into the system, you don't see any connections. You don't know what to do. Okay.
yes, sir.
You have a right to ask the connection details or a properties. We call it as a, I can see this is a launch pad. We call it as a launch pad or a logon pad. In a logon pad, we don't see any connections enabled or added. So you tell me the system landscape and give me the connection details so that I can add myself. You can ask him. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Or else we are a team of three members, let's say. I've joined recently. I don't see a connection details. In that time, I can ask anyone in a team. I can ask maybe you, maybe Uma Devi. Uma Devi, can you just share the connection details? That time, what you can share is in a logon pad. This is a logon pad, right?
Yes, sir.
Here on a connection, if you click a right click and click on a properties, you see this screen. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So description is what? S4. S4 is a description. System ID is A4H and instance number is 13 and application server name is this one, right?
Yes, sir.
If you give this details, I can add a connection myself. Let's see how to add. So you no need to worry. It will be like this empty. You just click on new connection, new. So just user specified system. Uh, Here nothing. Just click on next. Here connection type, what it will be? Is it a group server selection or a custom application server? How, however, no, whatever it was configured, similarly you have to select because it's all about system configuration. We are not sure. Basis will do this, right? How
Yes.
system will connect to the server and all. So similarly, you have to select here. Group server was not selected. Custom application server only selected. So you have to select the same custom application server. Description they gave S4, system ID A4H, and instance number here is told 30, and yes, for HANA 2021, right?
Yes, sir.
Whatever your colleague told in a team or a basis consultant told, he'll give a connection details like this as for HANA 2021. You add similarly and click on next, next, and finish. You see, now the connection is added.
Yes, sir.
If
Yes, sir.
somebody asks you a connection details, hey, can you tell me a A4H system properties or a connection details? You just click on that, right click on properties, and you just read it and tell him, or else take a screenshot and send him. Okay,
Yes, sir.
this is main important thing to know. Now you have a connection. Just double click on it, right? This is the screen. So when we are discussing about a structure, enterprise structure, we have written in the top a client, right?
Yes, sir.
A client. So under this, we have created a company code, and assignment, create a business area, chart of accounts. There are another, maybe we're done with the 5, right? Maybe 13 steps are there. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So client is main important. This is a technical thing. So this is the place where your data from this system will store. Okay. This is a client. So we told there are 3 connections mandatorily, right? One is a
Yes, sir.
development, one is a quality, and one is a production.
Production.
So this this data will be stored in maybe 400 client. Client is a place. It's a, again, it's not a functional thing. We no need to worry, but you should understand there is a client. Based on a client number, we can differentiate in which instance we are working. The whatever data we process in this system, where it will go and where it is saved. That is meant for a client. So maybe when you have this system, this might be having a different client, maybe 500. This you will have a 600. Okay.
Yes, sir.
This differentiates, and which client you are logging. This client will connect to the server. Server in the sense, I'll show you. After logging into the system, it will connect to a server. Whatever you do here in this system, it will go and save or store in that server. That is how the system will be configured. Connection will be configured by basis consultant. Okay.
Yes, sir.
This is a highest level component in a system. See, it is in a top, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now you give your username, your password given by the basis consultant. Okay. They've set up a default language as English. Sometimes in a real time, sometimes you need to work on a different languages also. Okay. So there can be a situation that time you no need to what will be the situation, how to read it, I'll tell you. But if you want to log into other language also, that is possible. If I am a Japanese or if I am a German person, I don't know English. I prefer I can have a German, right?
Yes, sir.
But we don't have Telugu here. Okay, Telugu is not there. There are 44 languages which are there. Any language you can use here. We can also see the languages also. Okay, now I can give my username and I can give my password. If I want to change a password, you see here new password. You can click fill out. First, it is asking me to fill the existing password. Okay, I filled. Then I click on new password. Okay, here I no need to, so I don't have access to change a password. Who might have done that?
Basis.
Basis consultant restricted to not to change the password, but in real time, your password you can change it. Okay, the minute you click on it, it will ask what is the current password and set the new password and confirm the new password and okay. That's all. Okay.
Yes, sir.
It's a
Okay,
easy
sir.
thing. It's a easy thing. Now, whatever screen you see here, this we call it as a SAP traditional GUI. Traditional in a sense, I no need to tell traditional. Why I use traditional is the same screen is there from a 1972. Okay. So when they've started SAP, from there, the same screen everybody is using. And the screen looks like will be same. So here there are few things you need to understand. One is a menu bar. This we call it as a menu bar, right? In your
Yes,
Word file also, in your Excel file also, anywhere you have your menus, right?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In menus, there will be some other options to use. As a fresher, what you have to do? You have to explore all the menus and you have to see what are the functionalities available. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Gradually, you'll understand what is there and what. Next, whatever a box you see here, this we call it as a command field. What is it?
Command
Command
field.
field.
This is a command field. And whatever you see here, these are the favorites. Okay. So any option you want to create as a favorites or a shortcuts, you can add them here. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And another thing is whatever a look and feel you have in this screen, if you are not okay with this or a size or a color, I would say a theme. If you want to use a different theme, you can select different themes as per your choice. How that can be done, I'll show you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now why you need to have this command field is in SAP to access a particular functionality, you have a two ways to do it. One is a step by step process you can follow. Maybe we call it as a path. Go to the step one, step two, step three. Finally, you reach your destination. Likewise, you can do it. Or else, if you know the destination code, you can type that code directly in a command field and you can reach it. Let's say simple example. You no need to concentrate, but see, if I want to post any general ledger entry invoice, if I want to post, I can go via path. So accounting entry or invoice in a sense, this is belongs to accounting, right?
Yes, sir.
Accounting. So I have a folder. I'm going in a path step by step. See, accounting. Then again, it's related to financial accounting. It is general ledger accounting and a document entry and post entry. See, this is a code FB50. And also we call it as transaction code. What is it?
Transaction
Transaction
code.
code.
Or a T code. We call it as a T code or a transaction code. What is it? FB50. I can click on it. It will take me to the screen where I can post a invoice. This is a screen where I can post the invoice. But this is not a first time I'm using. I know what is a T code or a transaction code used to post a general ledger invoice. That time what I can do is I can directly, I no need to come in a step by step. I can directly go to the command field and type the transaction code FB50. So see, it has taken me directly here, right?
Yes, sir.
There are two ways to access the things, but initially you have to understand a path rather a transaction codes. You remember transaction code also, but path has very much importance. Okay, because you need to explore all the ways, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, now the thing is, at least if you're working in an application, you should know what are the properties that it has, right? High level, let's say in your mobile, you go to about your mobile and you see what is the processor, what is the RAM size, what is the internal memory size, everything you should see it, right? What is the operating system you're using, at least high level, right? You are not a developer related to applications, still we see that information, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Likewise, whenever you work in a system, you should understand what is a system configuration or a system admin stuff you just understand. Just go to system. Yeah, system. Just click on status. System in a status. You see here everything about a system. So what is the client we've logged in 400, right?
Yes, sir.
With what username you logged into. This is a username I've used. In which language you logged in. And you see here, when did you log in previous time? 30th. Yesterday I logged in. At what time? 11:36. And today log on. Today, what time you logged in? So system time. This is a server time. This is a system time. Server will be configured in maybe US. Maybe they use a US timings. That is admin related. But say what is the system time? When 7:37 I've logged in. Everything is tracked, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
while I'm logging into, so due to some reason, maybe I was thinking something, I'm giving my username correct, maybe I'm giving a password wrong, maybe I've given password 2 times wrong. Then how many times you did a mistake also they'll track it. Okay,
Yes, sir.
because if you keep on trying with a wrong password, I am telling your ID will be locked. Again, we have to contact basis consultant. Okay, please avoid that situation. Make sure you are entering password rightly. Okay,
Yes, sir.
if any case your ID is locked, again we have to contact this basis team. They'll not respond sometimes. It will hamper your practice. Okay,
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
please make sure. Then later you cannot say, "Hey, I did right only. I don't know why it was blocked again." You say also they can track everything, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
We cannot escape from their eyes and mud. Next. So next see, this is SAP data. Transaction is, this is a admin stuff. Again, what kind of access they've given. It's a manager kind of. This is the program screen. Whatever screen we are seeing, this is related to program. What does it mean by program? We'll talk. This is a little basis related, little more, but we no need to concentrate here. What is important to us? Let's see. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So when the license expires, when this license is going to expire, this is going to expire by 21st of February. Before that, they'll renewal it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
You see in which operating system this SAP application is running. It's not with the Windows. This is running with the Linux operating system. Okay.
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
So what is the server it was connected? This is the server with this client 400. This client 400 is connected to this server. This server has some set of hardware machinery and whatever data we process in this system, it will go and save in this server. Okay.
Yes, sir.
What is the hardware mission type they're using and what is the platform ID they've given? These are again technical things. Okay.
Yes, sir.
This is a database name. This is a release number. This is a host. These all are again admin related configurations. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Why I am telling is you should not share your password. See, the minute you log in your user ID, it will fetch in which server, where it is connected. Everything it is noting, right?
Yes, sir.
If I am in India, if I am in India, I always, when I log in with my username, it has to connect to this server, right?
Yes, sir.
If
Sir.
I share my username and password to the person who is working in a client location, maybe in a onshore, we call it as a onshore. If I share with him, he'll log in from there and it will connect to the US server, right?
Yes, sir.
Then it
Yes,
is
sir.
easy to track, right? There is a password exchange. As I have given, I lost my job. As he has taken, he lost his job, right?
Yes, sir.
Simple thing makes it complicated. That is the reason everything will be tracked. You should not share the password. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, done. Let's close this. If you want to change the theme, okay, just go to more SAP GUI. What is mean by GUI?
Graphical user interface.
Whatever the screen we are seeing now, the theme and the font and everything we call it as a graphical user interface. So just go on options. You see, this is a place. If you want to change a theme, let's say, so visualization 2, uh, let's go to visual design, theme settings. Currently, the theme is Billy's theme. If you want to change it, if you want to make anything, let's say signature theme, I want to use it. Here, how many themes are available? These many only useful. You cannot use more than this. If you want to use a more than this is again addition you are asking to the SAP product. How that can be done, we'll discuss later. Okay. Normally for a themes, nobody will ask. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let's say I am selecting another theme now, SAP signature theme. Just click on apply and OK. So to reflect the changes, whatever changes you have done, to reflect the changes, you have to log out from a SAP application and you have to re-log in. Then only your changes will be appear. So to come out of from a system or a log out from a system, SAP system, there are two ways. The first thing is you just go to system menu and in a down you have a log off button. You can click this, system will log off. Just log off. Yes. See, we are out of a SAP. Again, now you just log in. See, theme changer.
Yes, sir.
See, it has changed. Not like before, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And if you want to change the size of a font, you have to find where these options are. So yeah, this is a where is it? Uh, Here in every theme there is way differently where you have to find out where you have a settings option, right?
Yes, sir.
Now go to the options. Now you are in a theme. This is a theme. If you want to change any font, go to font. Now it is 18. You select. You can select the font style or you want to bold, italic, whatever you want. You can have it. If I select maybe 9, I want 9 size. Just apply and OK. The other way to exit from SAP is /n-ex. If you type in a command field /n-ex and enter, you can come out of the screen immediately. You see, we are out of a SAP. Now let's log in again. You see, font size has decreased drastically, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The way how you want, you can set it up accordingly, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's
Yes.
increase the size a bit more. So maybe 14. Apply. OK. /n-ex. I'll open again. Username. Okay. This is better, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Next important thing to know is in SAP there are two screens. Okay. One is SAP Easy Access screen. The minute you see a screen here on a logon pad, Easy Access screen. What is mean by SAP Easy Access screen? There are two screens. One is SAP Easy Access and IMG screen. IMG in a sense implementation guide. Let's see. Easy Access screen is used to perform end user activities. This is consultant. Okay. In SAP, we have two screens. One is a SAP Easy Access screen. Here, what we can do, we can perform end user activities. Who is end user?
The one
Business.
uses the
Yeah.
business users. The one uses the developed.
Final product who will use that person. We call it as a end user. Okay, whatever he can access, he can use it for a business purpose. That all activities can be accessed with SAP Easy Access screen. Okay, the screen whatever we are seeing. Let's say if you want to post any invoice, you can go on. You can post that activities. We can perform from here, right?
Yes, sir.
So, as a consultant, we are the consultant or a developer. As a consultant, we will have the access to both the screens. Why? Tell me, what could be the reason? We can have a consultant access. This is fine, right? IMG. Why also we need this SAP Easy Access screen? But a business user only will have access to SAP Easy Access. They don't have access to IMG screens. Implementation guide access, they won't have. Only will have. Why? Why we have a two accesses is first we'll configure, we develop here, right? After you develop, you have to test, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Whatever we develop, we have to test. Where we can test with this screen only we can test, right? Test in a sense, you have behalf of a business user, yes, simple test you have to perform. To perform that, you need access of easy access, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
That is the reason you have a two screens access. But whereas an accountant or a end user or a business user, they don't need a access for implementation. That is not their job, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, their job only to test it or perform it. So that is the reason they will have only SAP Easy Access screen. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So the
Yes,
minute
sir.
you open SAP, you can access SAP Easy Access easily. To get into a IMG means implementation guide. This is a consultant screen or a developer screen. We can go to SPRO. This is the transaction code you need to use to access the implementation guide. Let's say we'll go and see how that screen looks like. I'll just come out of. See, this is the main screen. So there is one option. Ah, you see, set start transaction. In extras menu, there is an option set start transaction. Here, the minute you start SAP means you log into SAP, which screen you want to see. Because I am an accountant, okay, I'm just telling. The minute I join into SAP, I always post the invoices related to general ledger. I want to see general ledger invoice screen. I can set one screen here directly. So start transaction. The minute I log into the SAP, please take me to FB60 posting a general ledger invoice screen. I set like this. Now I'm going out of SAP. Now you see I'm logging into the SAP again 9756. You see directly it is coming to invoice screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Before how it is showing, it is showing me a main screen of SAP Easy Access. Now I've changed it, so based on my selection it has changed, right?
Yes,
If you
sir.
if you want to remove that, again you have to go to extras. First go to the main screen. Other thing is, if you are in any operational screen, any activity you are performing, and you want to go to the main screen, you just place a cursor in a command field, slash n and enter. Slash n and enter. it will come to the main screen. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now like again we'll go to the start transaction and we'll remove it. If I remove it, next time if I log in, it will show me easy access screen because I have not given anything there, right?
Yes, sir.
Got it? Now,
Yes, sir.
if you want to access directly, let's say implementation guide, you are a consultant screen if you want to say. In a command field, you can type a transaction code SPRO. Okay. If you are using, I told you already, ECC and S4 HANA are same, right? Extra, you have an SAP
Yes, sir.
S4 HANA, right? If
Yes,
it
sir.
is, if it is whatever I told you now on a screen I show you, the same applies to SAP ECC also. It will be same as is themes, fonts, servers, everything. The logic, log into the system, everything feel is same. Okay.
Yes, sir.
In SAP Easy Access also, sorry, SAP ECC also, obviously you have two screens. There also one is for end user and for consultants will use two screens. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
if I am a accountant, the minute I type SPRO in a command field and I enter, I'll get a message. I would have get a message. You don't have an authorization to access this. I'll get a pop-up. Why? Basis consultant, while giving access, he'll ask what is his job role. If his job role is accountant, why he would need a configuration screen access? He'll not give this transaction code access. Got it?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
As I am a consultant, so it has not stopped me. It is allowing me. So you came here. After that, you just click on SAP reference IMG. IMG in a sense, implementation guide, how you can implement. It's a guided way. If you have any doubts, you can read, you can understand, and you can configure it. That is what implementation guide is. You just click on implementation guide. You see, these are the folders and the configuration areas where we perform our activities. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Now, Now, only SAP is not designed for FI consultant or a CO consultants, right?
Yes, sir.
For enter your enterprise, it has created. So there are different folders for different modules also. If you see here, sales and distribution, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
SD consultant, whatever he has to do, he'll perform under this folder. Okay. Based on a business
Yes.
requirement, he'll work on this folder. Likewise, material management consultant, he'll work on this folder, right?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
So we are a FICO consultant, financial accounting, will work on this folder and will work on this folder, controlling, right?
Yes, sir.
Likewise, everybody has its own folders there he has to work accordingly, right? Now,
Yes, sir.
now we are in a phase to define a structure, right? What are we doing? We are understanding a client business and we are creating a structure, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Enterprise structure we are creating, organization structure or an enterprise structure. First, what we have to create? We have to create a company, right? For
Yes,
today,
sir.
let's create a company and we'll leave it, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Just go to the enterprise structure. We are creating a structure, right?
Yes,
FI
Yes,
sir.
sir.
consultant structure, FI consultant has to create. Consultant related structure, he has to create. And SD consultant structure, he has to create. All functional things has to do separately, right?
Yes, sir.
Everybody has to come to this folder, enterprise structure first. So if you want to understand what is mean by enterprise structure, every folder has mostly a documentation. If you click on this symbol, documentation, it will give you a information what is mean by enterprise structure. You can understand theoretically deeper if you want. Okay,
Yes, sir.
what is
Yes,
mean
sir.
by enterprise structure? What is the benefit you are getting? You can read it. So you just close it. So you just go into it. You just click on this icon. It will give you again three folders. One is to definition, one is to assignment, one is for consistency check. Again, if you want to understand what is meant by definition, you click on it. See, for this, some reason definition documentation is missing. Sometimes this is a test system. It could not have a as is, let's say the production systems in live systems, how it will be. It's not same as is. Okay. Sometimes
Yes,
documentation
sir.
will miss because this is a practice system. Maybe let's see for assignment. Yeah. For assignment, you have some description. And if it is a blue things, you can click that, you will get a more information. Right?
Yes, sir.
Read it. Now we have to define, right? We are in a phase to create, define. So you have to go to definition. Again, in a definition, you say finance module, controlling module, logistics, sales and distribution, material management, plant and maintenance, and HCM, human resource management, right?
Yes, sir.
Everybody has a their structure to define, right?
Yes, sir.
Now we are in a FI module related structure we are defining. Which folder we need to go?
Financial accounting.
Correct. Financial accounting. See, the first one is define a company, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So there is a documentation also. You just click on documentation. You got a lot of documentation here, right?
Yes, sir.
You can read it. You can understand it. Again, a blue words. You click on a blue. It will tell you object does not exist. Leave it. So you can read it and you can understand more and more. That is the reason implementation guide. Guide in a sense, you have a documentation. If you wish, you can read and you can understand, you can configure, right?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
So just close it. Just click on, this is a round button. We call it as a execute button. Whenever you see this kind of button, if you want to do that activity, you have to click this button, execute. Just click on execute. You see, you are in a different screen, right? How many companies are created so far? 826 were created. This is a practice system. If it is a real time system, nothing will be there. Everything will be fresh, right? We
Yes,
can
sir.
create. Okay, leave it. No hurry. We'll continue from here tomorrow. We have not configured anything, but we've just seen how system looks like. Okay,
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
but